Hello, everybody. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the Wildcard round of the Korriban Galactic Qualifier. We have 10 people in today's top cut who have earned the spot by winning 4 or more games. This round we're playing Assault at the Satellite Array. Today I'm joined by my good friends William Haywood.
Hello there.
And James Ritter.
General Kenobi.
We're playing here Nathaniel Blair versus Akhter. We have 2 wildcard round games happening with a top 8. A top 8 proceeding after this. So Will's going to break down the list here in a second, but first, let's go ahead and break down our scenario. This is Assault at the Satellite Array. There are 5 satellites out there on the board. You have to be within range 1 at the end of the end phase to score one of those, as long as it is uncontested from your enemy. In this scenario, medium and large base ships count as 2 ships for the purposes of checking for whether or not you score that satellite. Will, go ahead and start breaking down those lists, and everybody at home, it is time for you to choose your champion.
All right, let's start with Nathaniel Blair. You bet 1-0 champion here, playing from our left, representing the Scum and Villainy. We're going to have Q90 in the Razor Crest. Q9, of course, loves those advanced maneuvers where you can take a strain to get a calculate or a barrel roll action. This Q9 is equipped with the Child, the Mandalorian, Greedo, Contraband Cybernetics, Electronic Baffle, and the Razor Crest title. What that allows them to do is reinforce while still having a bunch of force points to back him up, in addition to those extra actions when he does those advanced maneuvers like stops or 5Ks. We actually saw him utilize that Electronic Baffle to do multiple stops in a row. This Mandalorian Child combination is a very defensive platform, which I guess that's why you bring in Greedo to try to bait people into shooting it. The other 2 ships here is kind of like a tank and 2 ace style list, where the aces are fire sprays. This is Koshka Frost rocking the Marauder title on her fire spray. Coach Crush gets rerolls if the opponent she's dealing with is stressed, so she gets it on offense and defense. Has Notorious, which will hand out strains and even give herself rerolls when attacking strained targets. Force points through Ahsoka Tano. Deadman switch to allow that Notorious, and as I mentioned, that Marauder title, which allows veteran turret gunner, so every time you take a shot out the front, you also get a shot out your rear arc. The other fire spray is Iman Azamin. He can drop bombs utilizing the 3 straight and the hard 3 templates. Those bombs of choice are concussion bombs that do face down damage cards, but you also have to take a strain unless you want to flip up one of your damage cards. And then seismic charges, which can blow up an obstacle, doing damage to each ship at range 1 of it. The crew member of choice is Maul for a force point. And of course, that Andrasta title, allowing the extra bomb slot, even gives the reload action. Another thing, we don't normally see the concussion bombs, but once you start dropping them, you do have to continue to drop bombs until you are out of those concussions. And so the only way to stop doing that is to drop a single one and then quickly reload it so you have full charges.
Now, you could drop a different bomb.
Well, okay, that's fair.
But
Yeah,
you
so
are for sure dropping a bomb. You're either dropping the one,
Yeah.
Yeah, not so bad for Iman because you can just like hard 3 it the opposite direction, like outside of where you think you might go. It's very difficult to bomb yourself with that big hard 3 template. All right, on the other side though, Octocon bring in a list from the opposite end of the spectrum. This is a 7-ship droid swarm. Leading the charge out there is General Grievous, of course, very iconic here, leader of the Separatist army. The upgrades of choice are Outmaneuver, which combines with General Grievous's ability to get rerolls when attacking outside of a defender's arc. So not only do you get 2 rerolls, you also reduce their agility that they roll for the attack. Has Impervium Plating to deny some crits. Very useful to throw away cards like direct hits or even fuel leaks. And then Soulless One for extra health and even defensive rerolls. There's I actually kind of like this symmetry. Normally I would promote mixed arms, but the like I said, the symmetry of having all of the bombardment drones being the exact same. Bombardment drones allow you to launch instead of drop your bombs or mines. They've chosen proxy mines, big old death pizzas that come out, doing you an automatic damage. Then you got to roll 2 attack dice, suffering all crits and hits. So that they as well have, of course, landing struts, so you can get on top of these rocks in this case, and independent calculations. So anytime you take a white calculate action, you can take another calculate token for the cost of a stress. That does pair great with the landing struts, because landing struts will always clear the stress while you're on top of it. Essentially gives you a blue stop maneuver. The other drones, though, are the Separatist drone. Each one of them are equipped with the Discord missiles, which allow you to, at the start of combat, launch out a remote. And if that remote is attached to a ship, it can deal it a critical damage at the end of engagement. We've seen Akhter. I think both times we've seen him now, this time and the previous time, he has kept these vultures together, even though he's utilizing the independent calculations. Is that a hindrance, or is it not a? It's a best of both worlds kind of situation to stay together and have everybody take their own double calculates.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Dion?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little bit. We did get to see Akhter play. I think, was it Assault as well? Or no, was it Scramble we got to see him play?
I think he was doing Scramble, yeah, because he was taking vulture actions to do the objectives.
Yeah. So, I mean, the reason why a lot of people like to fly in formation is the cone of death is what I like to call it, right? You have this, basically this single giant firing arc where if things are in that arc, there's a good chance that they will end up taking damage. So there is an advantage there. The problem, of course, being that depending on, I think some people get too stuck in flying in formation, like they don't stay flexible, and that can cause them to be predictable. And depending on the list of the other player, that can end up hurting you. It can end up being a hindrance. So we just have to kind of wait and see when Akhter decides to change the formation flying, because I think that's what ends up being the difference between really like high-level players and what I'm going to call more not as experienced formation flyers who don't know when is the time to break the formation. Because a lot of times if it happens because of something your opponent does, it's probably too late at that point. It's more, the proactivity is usually where it ends up being a good thing. Like you've made the choice, and there's a reason here. So you see he's got those 2 vultures kind of independently going there. He wants to make sure he's within range 1 of that satellite. We'll probably see them hooking in to the right afterwards, maybe one of them staying nearby to try to collect some points. But I know that's going to be a little bit difficult as well with those gas clouds that are out there. You know that Akhter for sure brought the rocks because he wants to be able to have a spot to perch those droids. But obviously Nathaniel bringing those gas clouds does hurt the vultures and the hyenas as well.
Yeah, speaking of posting up on obstacles, we actually see a seismic charge being dropped out in the corner of the board there to blow up one of these obstacles. I assume the rock, so that the vultures can't hang out there.
Mm-hmm.
But that might be in range of the gas cloud too.
It's probably going to definitely... I think it's almost definitely going to be the rocks. Like, listen, you know those nests? They're gone.
Right.
They're gone.
Right, and where Iman is, I guess you could maybe... you might be able to hit the center objective, not this round. But eventually, though, I mean, that's the advantage of having two different bomb types. We normally see, like, proxy mines, like classic death pizzas from Iman. So easy to drop them directly on top of opponents. So I think it is interesting. Nathaniel has brought in two actual bombs, no mines, for Iman.
Speaking of death pizzas, you can get your own death pizza T-shirt at GoldSquadronPodcast.com, now available. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No, that's I totally understand. That shirt is very cool. But yeah, I mean the just the amount of range that seismic, because the obstacle only has to be, as we see here, is this one detonates. We all imagine the go bong sound go off as the rock is destroyed. But that's a lot of reach when you factor in the range one of the bomb token, as far as what obstacle you can actually destroy. I always underestimate how far those can reach.
All right, and it looks like it's time for engagement. General Grievous gonna take a shot here. Oh, do we have Koshka? Koshka Frost going first. Grievous did not have arc on anybody. Yeah, why is Koshka going first?
Yeah, Grievous.
Oh no! Oh, they were checking for outmaneuver. Is that what it was?
That's why
that's why
they're checking Koshka. Zark.
Got it.
But still, it's
so that was still Grievous. So Grievous did end up rolling one crit. Koshka got 3 evades, and now we're moving on to Koshka's shot onto Grievous.
Yeah, we saw that Notorious Strain go down, so won't get a range bonus here. Got that reroll from Notorious.
Dirty 3 hits.
The force point.
And that's going to be 2 damage straight away, ripping off 2 shields off General Grievous. And now the droids come marching in.
Yeah, both these hyenas were able to move after Koshka and took target locks on her.
There we go. Single crit. Here's the reroll with the target lock. Make it 2 crits. Koshka has spent her force point, right? Not the not the focus. Elusive reroll.
Well, that's Koshka's ability. Both these these hyenas did linked actions.
Oh, correct.
So because of that stress, she gets a defensive reroll. She's like Tiny Boba out there. No, but this is like Boba's working at range 3.
Ooh, baby. Just roll natties on that second one.
Yeah. It's helpful.
What? No, stop. All right, so scoring here. This was the end of the second turn. It looks like we're going to go ahead and grab 2 points each. Seems to be the determination here. 2 to 2. Make sure Nathaniel scores his 2 points on the board.
Yeah, it almost certainly has the center. So I will say, like, strategy-wise, I think he's making the right decision to take a longer approach and head directly towards Grievous here. Just bypass all the droids. They're like, for most of them are only worth 2 points. The hyenas worth 3. When you're wasting your shots onto low value targets like that, it can feel for a very long game. The last time we saw Akhter, I think him nor his opponent were able to like destroy any ship for so long in the match.
Yeah, nothing died the entire game.
Nothing died, yeah, because you're just like getting rotated out, right? You do 3 or 4 damage to a hyena. The next round you got to shoot a different hyena, and you got to shoot a vulture that you ran into range 0 the following round, right? Like,
yeah, that was
if you can.
A very similar archetype too. The 3-ship list is a Vader defender and Volt Scarus defender and Vizier.
Two
True.
Two thick ones and one less thick one.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 ace support. Which, like I said, this is like technically like 2 ace tank or 2 ace support. I guess you could support your aces by just
Not
drawing
dying.
fire for them.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, just be a thing to shoot at, so they're not shooting at your aces, which I'm using pretty liberally here by calling
The fire
ace.
spray aces.
I mean, kind of like you're more of a fast turret than an ace,
Right.
Which I would consider 2 different things. Like
Double
ZZ,
turret tank.
probably not an ace. Closer to a fast turret, like Han. Han's not really an ace. Just a fast turret.
He's just a fast turret. So here's a question: double fire spray and Kanan. That is that double fire spray tank as well?
Yeah, that's 2 ace tank.
All right,
for sure. Or 2 ace support. It's like 2 ace palp shuttle was what like the baseline of that archetype used to be. Which is, I guess, what the 2 defenders and Reaper is. It's like 2 ace palp aces.
Kanan's more of a dodge tank, while Q9's more of a sword and board kind of tank, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Got it. All right, here we go. We just flipped some false transponder codes from from Q9, saying, "Oh, I'm locking something. I'm a coming."
Wow, what a taunt.
All righty, so we're scooting up here. That'll clear the stress. Are we single, double, or double calculating? Obviously, versus Kashka, those stress do end up hurting.
Yeah, quite a bit. As we see, Kashka is very powerful if a lot of your list is doing those linked actions or doing the bump focus. It can make her look very, very good in that chassis. I mean, it's how Boba makes the chassis look great, is all those defensive rerolls, passive modification.
Oh, and he's going with the single calculate. Oh man, see. Here's the thing. I'll be honest. I don't know if that's the right choice. Obviously, the stress hurts against Kashka, but I think the double calculates help against both Iman and Q9. So I mean, I think taking the single calculate is a direct reaction to Kashka's ability, which I mean, have you let Kashka win if you change your strategy?
Potentially. I mean, it does give him a more open dial, right?
Right.
Though all of those ships would normally have a hard to stress clearing maneuver. It's not as big of a deal. But to be honest, though, I don't see why Kashka wouldn't just 3-bank boost and just avoid all those arcs anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3-bank boost towards Grievous to try to block him.
Yeah. I feel you on that one. Well, that's even a question in and of itself. I was thinking during planning is Grievous going to go down or up?
I have a hard time not bringing Grievous into the fight. He's your best gun.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But then again, he did just lose his 2 extra health that he was awarded by Solus 1. So he's back down to just 5. I mean, it's a good 5, but man, these are very accurate 3-dice attacks that he's going to just face down over here.
And there's that 3-bank you were talking about. 3-bank already out of 2 of the arcs. The boost finishes the job if it fits.
Yeah, I don't think you can bank boost out and just widen the rear arc. I mean, you could fit the boost, but I don't know if you fit the hard one to stay on the board. I mean, you might just accept.
He's doing the. He got that bank boost. All right. So he is out of, I think, every droid's arc except maybe yellow, and that'll be a range 3 obstructed shot if it even is in range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this flanking maneuver.
Ooh,
yeah, and catches Grievous.
Grievous does end up going towards the bottom of the board. There you go. Extend range. Is he going to take the focus as well? That'll end up hurting maneuverability, and he says no. He's going to rely on those rerolls. Oh, did Iman just set up the bombing run?
Oh yeah, setting up that hard 3 concussion bomb to land right in front of all those vultures next round.
Oh, he's either gonna get a bunch of crits dealt to the vultures and hyenas, or they're gonna scatter. Sets up a target lock.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Saw that only one ship's even in range.
Mm-hmm. So he'll have shot on a single ship, which means a single ship's got a shot back at him. Q9's probably, there you go, moving up.
Oh yeah, target lock that same ship.
The range control here from Nathaniel, very good. Sometimes it's on purpose, sometimes it's on accident, but it's good.
Yeah, this is I've been there. I've been there a lot of times where you're the low initiative formation ships, and you just have these aces just doing perfect range control or dodging your whole formations. Can be frustrating. But I'm Akhter's not out of here yet. There's a reason why I brought 7 ships. He anticipates losing a couple. You might realize that there's a dice box. All right, let's try that again.
Here we go.
There it is.
2 hits.
Child Force and Garrido make it a crit.
Hit, crit, same result, different way.
Do you want him to reroll his greens or no?
No, they were in the box.
Okay.
He's doing it anyways. It's the exact same result.
Yep.
A little bit better.
Oh, I guess, yeah, the answer would have been yes, because whatever. Doesn't matter.
Right, because you don't want to
The
like,
extra
you know,
information.
to show your opponent that you would have only rolled a bunch of blanks, right?
Yeah. All right. So
Either way, we're in hit crit here on that hyena.
Mm-hmm.
What's that crit?
That is Pancake Pilot. During breakfast, receive 2 pancakes. Now, Panic Pilot, take 2 stress on that hyena. No more calculates for you. Iman now taking a shot. Not as good, but has a target lock. Rolled a crit to get started and a focus. Are we going to get a force charge expenditure? Yes. Hit crit. Not really worried about the shots coming back, but we get 2 evades rolled by the bombardment drone.
Yeah, so Akhter only going to get 2 shots this round again.
And we'll see who the target is. And Q9 doesn't have a reinforce. That's rare.
Yeah. But his force comes back when you shoot him with the child.
This is very true. And those, where did he put the tokens?
The merciless pursuits.
Yep.
I assume one on Grievous.
There's no. There's one of the blue bombardment drone and Grievous. So irrelevant for either of these attacks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Iman's flying away. Q9's currently not. So I think if anybody you're gonna have follow-up shots on, it'll be Q9.
And that's the call. Natty's out.
A third set of triple evades rolled this game.
This is the way. And do we finally push through some damage here? Single crit was rolled.
No. He could take a shield and get his force charge back if he wanted to, or he could spend the force and take no damage.
Decides to spend the force.
Yeah.
That's actually like a hard decision.
It's pretty close, actually. Like, because how much do you value your offense next round versus just having more health?
I think
like because you could get 2 force next round, or have and take 1 damage, or take no damage, have no force next round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think Koshka just took a damage from this vulture, range 3 through a rock. Nope, Koshka's ability, still blank to blank.
Wow. Yeah, and then gonna notorious that vulture. I might see Koshka switch targets then away from Grievous to fire at it.
I don't know. You have range 2 to General Grievous.
Yeah, without a focus mod. So he will have the reroll.
Yep, just a single hit and evaded.
All right, well, I think that's scoring opportunities then.
It's that +1 to Nathaniel Blair and +2 to Akhter. So a turn of advantage when it comes to the objectives. We'll see if that ends up making a difference. But every turn that you can get a few more points in your opponent is good. Ooh, shout out to Shazbot GG. Subscribed for 3 years. Says nothing better than 3 a.m. X-Wing. How's it going, my dude? It's my guy.
That's right. No sleep, only X-Wing.
It's my guy, Brandon. It's a good guy.
So if you're Q9 here, how do you avoid these bombardment proxies?
Let's see. So you don't have any type of extra maneuverability, right? There's no burnout slam or anything.
You
The bear
have
roll.
Yeah, you have the bear roll even after a stop. With the Q9 ability.
Well, you could stop. Well, I don't think you would want to barrel roll to the left after a stop, mostly because you're still probably in range of the concussion bomb that Iman's gonna end up throwing. What's
We assume he's going to throw it. I mean,
we are
he
assuming.
be that nervous about Q9 to not throw the bomb?
Can we see the Razor Crest dial, James?
Yeah. Lots of red.
Hard three barrel roll. Would that get you far enough around the obstacles, or is that going to leave you just short?
Away or towards the gap there?
Towards the gap. No, that you won't. I don't think you have space for the barrel roll.
No, you're not gonna land in that gap.
Yeah, you're gonna hit that. I think a 2 hard is fine. 3 hard's gonna hit the asteroid, I think.
Could you Talon roll? Hard to Talon roll, then barrel roll? Would that? The question is, does the Talon roll land?
The Talon roll does land, and then you can barrel
I
roll.
see what you're saying. You can barrel roll to the other side of the gas cloud.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you ain't gonna be shooting anytime soon.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know what you got? You got a satellite.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but you're gonna take your tank out of the fight for the entire game to do 1 satellite.
Well, I guess I mean maybe not the whole fight because you could just contraband K-turn, pop the electronic baffle if nobody shot at you instead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have seen that combination before.
This is not a Babu Q9 though.
No, this is electronic baffle.
That's true. The baffle.
So you do the Talon roll, bear roll, then you could get rid of the stress. Then you could Talon roll again, bear roll again, and just keep doing it until you aren't safe anymore or dead.
I die on my terms.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, surely you drop the bomb, right? Like, why else would you turn Iman away?
Confuse, deception.
Maybe.
Speaking of lies and deception, did you guys see the latest Andor trailer?
Yeah. I was confused because it was mostly a flashback.
Yeah.
Mostly, but that the one scene where you see that ship do that little spinneroo, my god!
With the lat glow blazers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I screamed. I was like, oh my god! I was like, is everything okay? I'm like, yes, it's great. I loved it.
Yeah, I gotta go see what those things are called. Let me see.
Yeah, that makes me think. Laser, okay. TIE Fighters versus Millennium Falcon, right? They're just like blasting lasers at each other while they're escaping the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Those lasers just like travel out in space for like infinitum, right?
I would assume that their energy dissipates, right? Because that's
at some
why.
Point, maybe.
That's why we can only shoot it up to range 3, because at range 4 your lasers don't.
I just figured they were so wildly inaccurate at range 4. That's not even worth shooting.
Composite
maybe.
beam lasers.
Ooh, those are like the solid beam ones.
Yeah, the ones that are on the lat, like the lat gunners. Yeah, which are similar to similar in design, to basically what the Star Destroyer or what the Death Star is.
Makes sense. The Geonosians. Well, wait. right. The Lats fought the Geonosians.
Yeah.
But they were all kind of the same thing.
I don't know.
Palpatine has hands in everything.
I just know that was an awesome scene, and it's like nothing I had ever seen in Star Wars before, and I got excited.
I mean, that composite beam is pretty cool in the Lats too. Like just like swooping in, like the scene where like the Lat swoops in and like cuts a droid swarm in half.
True.
Like it's like, wow, okay.
Slice. That's what fire convergence looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those ball turret lasers just tearing into you.
Yeah.
I'll be interested. I mean, I feel like it's not going to be like, even though it's called Andor, like it's not going to be about just Cassian. It seems that he's going to get a full cast of characters, like Mon Mothma.
I'm so excited for Mon Mothma.
I want to call him Selleck, but that's not his name. Selvig is his Marvel name.
Yeah. Selvig, yeah.
It's Sarsgaard, I believe.
Yeah, it's Daddy Sarsgaard.
Daddy Sarsgaard, yeah. I don't think we should use Daddy. I don't know if that's the right connotation I'm trying to promote here, but yes, Senior Sarsgaard. Senior Sarsgaard.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to be like the Woody Harrelson. I'm getting like a bunch of weird Han Solo vibes from it, like Han Solo the movie, a Star Wars film or whatever it's called.
It's cool, man. It's edgy. I'm excited. It definitely feels. I don't know. I think similar. I don't know, because similar to the release of the original release of the Mandalorian, it feels like a little bit more of an event, if that makes any sense. Like I'm excited.
It feels very epic.
Yeah, I feel.
Right. Okay.
I realized this yesterday. Was like, man, I really wish this is gonna be a little cheesy. I was like, I really wish I could get James and Marcel and Will all together to watch this.
To a watch party? Oh man, 3-episode premiere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You could do the Disney streaming together.
We could do that. Yo, what are you doing? I'm on the phone with my boys, watching Star Wars in our jammies. Anywho, let's see. So the droids did scatter.
Whoop. Shout out to Joke Coast for continuing to subscribe. Thank you so much.
We just had bombardment drone number 3 smack into bombardment drone number 2. No damage.
Ooh, maybe he was trying to catch one forward block.
Well, that's the panicked one there.
Oh, so it didn't have the option to barrel roll. Okay. Interesting maneuver for sure.
Well, I mean, and this is the question I was asking earlier, does the concussion bomb value, even though it looks like he's maybe going to only get a single critical damage here on Brown, maybe, the fact that you cause Akhter to react so hard to that bomb end up being a good thing. Obviously, he's going to be collecting on what looks to be 3 points minimum in the assault scenario. We'll see if the fire sprays can get into a spot where they can actually deal some damage. A shout out to Brew Nasty. I'm gonna be in his house in like a week. Standing outside his bedroom door, knocking. I need a bedtime story. I can't sleep.
spooky. All right, another independent calculations debate decides against it, giving Kashka 2 modifications. For you to get 1 modification doesn't seem like a great trade-off.
Yeah, it's. Oh, that boost though. Just fits next to that gas cloud. Though it looks like the assault advantage does end up going to Akhter in that bottom. All those ships are within range 1. Oh, wait a second. But Grievous hasn't moved yet, right?
Grievous has not moved yet.
So it might be a tie.
Fast 3 bank and take the other objective that the Vultures just moved away from. Or potentially 3 sloop and just try to trade some shots. So that's everything Kashka wants. Please do red maneuvers around me. Yeah, let's not forget that Kashka does have that dead man switch. So it might be here to stay with the Vultures. If they want to continue to be, flying in formation. Could really take advantage of those guaranteed damage from the dead man switch.
Kashka running around saying, "Hug me! Just hold
Get
me!
over here! Shoot at me, please!"
It's perfectly safe.
Yeah, I will say I really like the combination of the concussion bomb with Notorious, making people choose to just take face-up damage cards or give you rerolls when you shoot at them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what are we debating on? Debating on a boost.
Yeah, boost for
See if he wants
Grievous.
to focus boost or just boost.
What's the first action in that linked? Is it focus then boost?
It is boost and focus.
Yeah, again, you're going to give Kashka a reroll if she stays in range. It looks like that should be out of range, though. Able to hard 1 the following turn, keeping the fight. We have Iman doing a 3 Talon roll.
So it looks like we're stopping there. That might end up being in range of that concussion bomb.
Ooh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's just out.
1 little square.
I
think you're right.
Believe in this gun.
Believe this.
There's a practice opening, clearly.
Even practiced openings can be ruined by a pixel.
But do you know when it works in real life?
No.
Why doesn't it work on tabletop?
Usually that's the opposite direction that goes. It's like, well, it turns out this map wasn't exactly cut straight, and that's why you're off the board now.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so what combination of actions did we see there? We saw contraband cybernetics get used. We saw false transponder codes used last time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a stop, a strain for a calculate Q9's ability, and then contraband cybernetic to a reinforce to the front.
And
we have Buzz Droid.
Buzz Droid time.
That's why Red took the extra calculate. Even though the whole Costco loves stress ships, it was to get an extra calculate to launch those Buzz Droids.
There it is. And plenty of space to attach it in the front.
Yeah, because fire sprays can't barrel roll. It's actually pretty hard to get these buzz droids off without having to waste a shot to shoot them. Out by a mile, Dion.
A country mile. I don't know what that even means. Bombardment drone number 3 does end up taking a damage.
It misses.
No, it was it. What?
Well, I mean, it hit the hyena. It missed Q9. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely. Sorry to confuse it, James. It definitely did hit the hyena.
I just didn't see the line.
No, it drew it.
Yeah. Must have just been a visual thing for me.
I'm surprised it didn't pop up in the log. All right. So
And he did choose to take
down.
it. Did he choose to take it as a crit?
Hey,
Yeah, he did.
damage engine.
Yeah, I flipped it up. I think actually, if I'm not mistaken, you had to flip up a random one, but if they're all face down, it really doesn't matter.
Huh.
Well, no, I guess he would have a chance to flip up the panicked.
And looks like Q9 starting off the offense with 2 hits and a crit. Double blank out. Did that bombardment drone just go down?
Yeah, it did.
Back to you in the studio. All right, so all right, bombardment drone number 3 eats it.
Okay, so that was some good combined focus fire for the scum. Put everything into just a single ship. Made sure to take it off the board.
And Iman not in range. So here's a question for you guys. If you were flying in Nathaniel's place, would you take your engagement to fire at those buzz droids, or are you shooting at one of those vultures?
For Costco?
Yeah.
I mean, if they shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot who's ever strained.
True.
If yellow shoots at me, I'm gonna take the range 1 notorious shot for sure. That seems more worth it to me. The road roll for this round does really matter. Man, does it favor that notorious Kashka, because not only because she gets to move second, she gets to shoot second too. So you get to see where everybody moves, and you get to see where they shoot. The best of both worlds there.
All right, so Q9 throws a single crit, spending a target lock, got a single crit, and safe with the squiggle. Now we're to the vultures, it looks like. Starting with a range 1 shot, single calculate here.
Yeah, I just don't know if you.
He's spent. Look,
as much.
He wants it. He wants to spend it
too. You might as well. You're about to get 1 hit from Kashka.
Nah, he says, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Try not to get 1 shot, actually. Okay, no stress. So Kashka's gonna take it.
And there's a notorious trigger.
I think I would have spent it just because the odds of me rolling an eyeball on 1 die are not very high.
Right.
My
James,
defense.
can you? Oh, let's do it.
And 2 hits coming in from the other vulture. Let's see if Kashka can make things difficult. Double a blank and an eyeball. Double eyeballs. And I think that's going to end up being 2 more shields, which is problematic. Well, he's got the force, right? If you don't spend the force,
he's
you're
debating the force.
you're taking a crit from the buzz droids.
Mm-hmm. That's the debate, though. But it might be Uh, one of your it is one of your offensive modifiers.
He's taking them both. Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, and hands out the string.
So deciding
shoot,
he needs the force.
At the bus droid? No, he's taking the range one at yellow. Yeah.
Wants to clear that ship off the board. Let's see if it ends up being worth it. 4-on-1. Single reroll.
Yeah, I can roll the blank here from Notorious.
Got hit focus. Is that a target lock?
Oh yeah, just gonna use the target lock. No rerolls needed.
Oh, that was probably a mistake over there, but ends up being fine. 3 hits.
Ooh.
And Natty's the squiggle. 2 hits. I don't know if it was worth it not spending the force. I think that may have
we'll see
been
what the
a
crit
mistake.
is.
True.
It could be something real good. Nice panicked right here. Could slow her down.
No.
Something like a structural damage could really be a game-changing effect. Let's see
What's in the box?
what it brings.
Hull breach.
Ooh, okay.
Everything's
face up.
Is face up.
Okay, not too bad. They'll still have to shoot at you to have that mean anything.
And Tilly's, our 21-month subscriber, asks, "Neat. What's this game?" Nice try. We have tools. But for anybody who's maybe is lurking and watching and wondering, what am I watching? You are watching the tabletop miniatures game being played in a digital format on Tabletop Simulator. This is the X-Wing tabletop miniatures game. This is version 2.5, the most latest version. Sometimes you'll hear people call it 2.6. That's it's more of a kind of a community. I don't know what's the word. Is colloquialism the correct
colloquial
use?
term? Yeah,
Right.
It's like it means something to us as players, but it doesn't actually translate.
Yeah.
Outside of X-Wing players. Mm-hmm. As you're having difficulty explaining why we call it some random number. When
Yep.
I don't know.
I
think we're technically 2.17.
It's 1.4.31.
1.4.31. Gotcha. That's the rules reference number, technically.
Yeah.
But yes, colloquially, we call it 2.6 begrudgingly. It's all second edition, baby.
There's at least one person yelling at their screen and says, "No, Will, no, Legacy." Whoa. Hot take.
The hottest of takes is all X-Wing's good X-Wing. So, however you want to play. But yeah, I think it was Crazy Vulcan actually asked us of it was when we were talking about the salvage mission, back-to-back salvage mission. He was like, "Why don't you just make up your own tournament doc and fly whatever scenarios we want?" But I think you would agree that we try to be more as official as possible.
Yep.
But on the same end, Dion, you were able to kind of influence the official tournament doc between you, D, Chris Allen a bit as well.
Mm-hmm. Things get nudged. Please go out.
Right? Be the change you want to see in the world, you know?
That's right. So one of the things where, like, one thing that I have learned with my, I'm going to say 6 years in the business, okay, is so many people will say, like, yeah, doing X casual and or not official format, you should totally do that until so many less people show up, right? Like, that is just the reality of that I have seen. Because if I had made a bunch of weird rules for Galaxies, I guarantee you that enrollment would be like half of what it is. Guaranteed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's one of the, like, I don't know anything about Magic, but like the standard deck is like 60 cards, right? And that X-Wing is very similar to that, where we've always had, you know, whether it's 100 points or 200 points or 20 points, right? But 20 points, 3 obstacles, and like that's enough to find an opponent, right? And have agreed upon terms for the game. So that kind of standardization of, you know, these tournament-esque games has made it easier to find opponents like that, easier for, you know, everybody to be on the same page. As much as we would like to introduce, like, you know, fun, interesting scenarios to our tournaments,
standardization.
It's harder to explain.
Yep. Standardization is easier in terms of community building.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's been like 6 months and we're still teaching people scenarios. I'm still learning parts about scenarios.
Oh yeah. I mean, so recently we were at the Nova Open, right? And at these major events is when a lot of players who haven't maybe played in an online tournament or something like that are either getting their first crack at tournament play with scenarios, or even in some cases just first crack at scenarios in general. We definitely had about 10 people I came across in Nova who said, yeah, I've only played Chance Engagement. This is my first time playing the other ones. Which, in my opinion, is the wrong take, but you do you. You do you.
Hey, they're playing the current rules.
I guess.
They're swimming in the shallow end, but, you know,
the very shallow. You got a sprinkler on. You got a sprinkler on. Like, come on, play the game. I love you. I love you all. Play the game.
They nervously climb the high dive, and Dion's up there like, geez, about time.
Let's go.
Let's go, geez. Yeah, that's I got good and bad opinions, I guess. Positive and negative opinions.
I got good opinions. I got bad opinions. I got them all.
No, I think positive and negative opinions about the current scenarios. I would like to see more, but I know they said that they might be holding back on doing that. Obviously, they've been playtesting, you know, Yavin and Coruscant as well. Hopefully they're playtesting Coruscant before it goes to the printers.
Nah. Of course.
Sure, it's fine. So I don't know if they have time for more organized play tournaments, as they're probably working hard on getting those things that they're selling to be, you know, the best they can be.
All right, looks
so
like.
I'm not sure when. Oh, are they finally moving? Must be a hotly debated round.
Yep. All right, so it looks like that bomb's not going to make it on the board.
Yeah, that's remember the concussion bombs have to be dropped. Once they drop, you cannot stop.
So this is a purposeful bomb failing is what essentially is happening at this point. Very clever.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you could hard 3 it the other way, I guess. But yeah.
Now, let's not, in the next planning...
Actually, I believe you don't spin the charge when it's dropped off the board.
Correct.
Is that the tactic there?
Yep, exactly. Saving, you're delaying a bomb, saving a bomb.
Interesting.
By dropping it off the board.
That is a deep strategy tactic. I like that.
No. JCM McLean, we will answer that question. We can address that during the next planning phase. We're going to focus in here. But, yeah, we could talk about the bumping rules here for you in a moment. All right, so these hyenas, zoom in fast. We're going to go ahead, independent calculations. I don't care about no Koshka Frost. Give me my tokens. We're at a score of 7-6. Advantage Nathaniel Blair right now. Oh, what? These droids going towards the board edge. Is this some cheeky play to try to stay within the satellite? Is that what's happening right now? Huh. The droids have a hard 1, correct?
Yeah. Both the vultures and hyenas have white hard ones. All right, see that buzz droid gonna carry with the fire spray. Gonna put it in the front.
I wonder.
In case it wants to boost.
I wonder if the choice to go away there is a tactic to make sure that Koshka ends up keeping those buzz droids. Because if he would have crashed into Koshka, it would have ended up in the back arc, and then would have been able to fly away the following turn.
Sure.
All right.
That makes sense.
Grievous doing a little slip-de-doo. Barrel roll to the right. We'll have Arc. They'll be trading shots with Koshka Frost.
What was Koshka's action there? She flipped the crit?
Flipped the hull breach.
The hull breach. That's probably fair.
It has the force and ability here versus Grievous, so we'll have mods both offensively and defensively. We got Iman dropping the target lock on the blue bombardment drone. And Q9 just going to keep stopping.
Stop. It's Q9 time.
And
Ooh, stop.
barrel roll.
It's rolling time.
Yeah, that's right. We just need the hammer pants animation there for it to barrel roll.
That would be the funniest GIF. It's just to see the Razorcraft doing the hammer dance sideways. Man, that's hilarious, actually.
All right, looks like we are focus firing on that blue bombardment drone. Currently hasn't taken any damage yet. Hit crit. Hit crit was the natural roll. Ends up with double crits. Spends a calculate, no damage. Why did he reroll one of the crits? Or
Out the box.
Oh, it's out the box. That'll do. That'll do it. All right.
That'll do it.
Here goes the general. Oh, terrible roll. 3 blanks and a focus. Don't play the lotto today, because that's just trash. Looks like our other top cut game just finished up with a score of 20-19, a hotly contested matchup. We'll tell you who got the win there in a second. Here goes Kashka Frost spending the target lock. Sorry, Iman Azamin, the target lock. Hit crit and dodge there again. Can't stop, won't stop. Wow, the fact that that bombardment drone got out scot-free was ridiculous.
Yeah, the split forces here, not the greatest idea. But Akhter has his chance now. 2 good shots into Kashka Frost. Well, maybe not good. She will have defensive rerolls.
2 hits. And with defense, we got 1 squiggle. Reroll with Kashka Frost's ability. Not going to get it. Will take an additional damage. Kashka now down to 4 hull.
Yeah, check for that hull upgrade, Dion.
I sure did. I know it's banned, but my brain doubted it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, James has already warned me about quick builds that have different hull values. Oh, it's going to be a lot of things to learn again.
That's right.
Hull upgrades back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, yikes.
TIE Fighter was 4 hull.
And we got 2 hits into a strained Q9.
That's going to be a damage.
Still gets evade. Ooh, barely clips range 2.
Nice.
That's an impossible angle.
All right, let's see if this bomber can continue putting in damage. Right now, Q9 at 6 hull. Spend to calculate. Make it 2. Can Q do anything about it? Will end up taking another damage down to 5 hull.
All right. Akhter was able to get some decent damage cards on these tanky pilots, but I mean, time is expiring faster and faster, it feels like. Not too many rounds left in the game.
Kashka's going to be able to use veteran tail gunner here. So we'll see a bonus attack. Front shot into Grievous first. This is going to be 4-on-1. Grievous has a focus. Hit, crit. Here's the reroll with Kashka's ability. That's a full string. 3 hits and a crit. Nothing rolled there for Grievous. All of those are going in. Grievous is down to at least 2 hull. We'll see what the crit ends up being and if Grievous will be able to use that impervium plating. Is it a ship crit? It is.
Direct.
Saved.
Get out of here.
So with that, can we throw up the impervium plating there, James? Impervium plating ends up triggering, for those of you who don't know what that card does, before suffering a critical damage, you take a look at the card. If it's a ship crit, you just toss it. Just doesn't even go to your ship. So ends up saving a damage there.
Yeah, and this shot's going to, with the force point, just going to kill the yellow vulture. Only had 1 health remaining and 2 agility. Not enough to defend against the 3 hits from that veteran tail gunner.
So Grievous now sitting at 2 hull after saving that damage from impervium plating. Akhter still loses that separatist drone though.
All right, we can't in combat without that buzz droid triggering. We're going to see a fuel leak go down.
Uh-oh.
As that critical damage.
I think we know what action you're doing, right? So we got fuel leak. Let me go ahead and put it up there on the board. So when you suffer critical damage, you take another damage. So most likely we'll end up seeing Kashka using their ability to flip that fuel leak. Because if you don't, you're guaranteed 2 more damage next turn.
Yeah, it looks like the uh, objective by Kashka and that gas cloud is contested amongst the vultures. Grievous grabs the bottom left. The hyenas take the middle, and Q9 gets the top right objective. So it ends up being a score then for the scenario points, 1-2.
All right, so we're at a total score of 10-8. Nathaniel Blair leading into what is likely the final round. But while we're waiting there, JCM McLean had asked us a question. Had asked, GSP, just wondered if you feel it's better. So he said, let me hold on, back a sentence. Says, have you got time to give your thoughts on the new bumping rules? So it definitely is different, right? Let's just, I'm going to admit that. It's different because with the previous rules, as players, we were able to, what's the word I'm using? We were able to find a strategic way to use the non-addressment of ships bumping in the previous iteration, right? We were able to use that.
Yeah, we called it the tactical bump.
The tactical bump. You could slow roll ships. There's different things with like fortressing. If you're not sure what fortressing is, essentially is purposely bumping ships so that they wouldn't move to gain a tactical advantage. It's many different iterations of that. What this current rule set does, it essentially makes it not worth the risk of doing those things, so it discourages purposeful tactical bumps. Can you still do it if it really matters? Sure, but you might take a damage, right? You lose that opportunity to get that bump focus if you would have bumped into an enemy ship. And I like the balance. I know that at first, people were saying that it was more complicated, but my brain has come with these rules that it's not more complicated. It's just different, right? All rule sets are complex. It might feel quote unquote complicated because it's not what you are used to, but a brand new player coming in, they don't know any better. It just is what it is.
Right. There's definitely some pros and cons. To me, the cons are that obviously more rules, right? You can get defensive modifications, even when you wouldn't have any other avenue to do so, right?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't know if you guys ever played against like someone playing like the 8 FO list where they would just jumble them up in the like corner of the board and
for fortressing
one hard them into each other forever.
Yep.
That was annoying. That was not fun to play against.
Yep.
Sure, and that's this I think that the pros outweigh the cons. That yes, it denies play styles like that. It does punish you for, in theory, bad flying, right? When you're trying to do some snaggletooth formation and you mess it all up. There's a couple situations where I think it really shines the new take a red focus or red calculate after you overlap an enemy. It's especially like large bases. I used to fly a lot of Bosk, and there'd be turns where my only option was to forward and never fight again, or to just like stop or one bank is the only way I could be in the fight. But there's so many ships in front of me that there's no way I'm gonna ever get a perform action step, right? So at least like these like very unmaneuverable ships like Psy shuttles and like Houndstooths and stuff, they at least can like feel like they're taking actions, right? And they have like choices in the game. Usually you could choose to take the focus or not. And then same thing of like if you're flying an ace, Dion,
Uh-huh.
and there's going to be a bunch of ships in front of you. Well, you could leave and guarantee your actions and just come back another round or two. Or you could, just crash into the enemies. But at least now you'll have some sort of dice modification if you stay in the fight versus just leaving and running.
Yeah, and especially in the objective game, if you are running away, you are probably losing the game, right? Like I don't know of many lists that can, I'm going to use the word afford, that can afford to have a ship just like, all right, I'm just going to go do my own thing over here and not have any value. If you're not shooting and you're not collecting objectives, you are...
Right, you could have a ship running around, but it needs to be going from like objective to objective.
Right, exactly. Like it has to be doing its job purposefully, and every turn. I think the mistake I've seen some people do is they're like, oh, I'm going to peel off this ship to go do objectives. Let's say like in something like Assault. But if you can't get to another objective the following turn that either gets you an objective point or blocks an opponent because you're like tied it, you've wasted that turn, right? You got to be fast enough, maneuverable enough to get there. But yeah, so that's our opinion.
I mean, yeah, I would say that I've played plenty of games where neither me or my opponent bumped into a ship. Right? Like I like the story that after they changed to the 2.5 rules with all the bumping and stuff, I sat down for a real life game with a local, and I explained the bump rules and stuff, and he was like, oh well, so if I never hit an obstacle and I never bump into my own ship or your ships, there's no new rules. I'm like, exactly, perfect. Like in the perfect world, the new rules won't affect the game because everyone's like out there fully executing maneuvers and avoiding obstacles and things like that, right? But it's for those like scrums where like, man, so many like especially chance engagement. How many games of chance engagement I've seen where it's just like 10 ships piled up in the center of the board, just like nowhere to go, just running into each other. So at least like again, it's at least you get a decision, right? Like instead of just you get to shrug and be like, well, nothing on my dial would ever fully execute. So I guess it doesn't matter what I dial in because I don't get any choices anymore in this game. And I think the choices are better. I mean, it makes you feel like you're playing the game, just like the new Ion changes, where you can choose to bank left or bank right. Previously, when Ion made you only go one forward and choose your focus, or like you had to focus action, you didn't get any choice in that. And it doesn't feel like you're playing the game if you're not making choices.
Agreed.
Looks like Kashka just barely got out in front of these other vultures. And see what the action one was. It to flip down the fuel leak? Yes, looks like it.
All right. I mean, that's a smart play. That makes it so that the Separatist drone has to do 2 damage for Kashka to go down. Though there is a risk there as well. Oh, we just saw that Separatist drone roll a crit on the gas cloud. That means it gets 3 ion tokens. It's irrelevant for the small base ship. It really just needs 1. And then, of course, it auto takes the strain.
Yeah, James has been dealing with chaff clouds too much.
All right, so these
all these rolls for
I know. It talks about 2.5 rules. I do like how they're like, yeah, we wanted all the obstacles to feel the same, but also every one of them is completely different.
Well, they are all basically the same. Like they do something and then you roll for something else.
Sure, right. But that something could be a bunch of things.
Are-
And gas clouds have a different effect if you crit or not. I guess debris have a different effect if you crit or not, too.
Yep. I mean, all of them guarantee a thing, right? Rocks guarantee damage, debris guarantee stress, gas clouds guarantee strain, and then you get not just that, but one more. You know, it comes with a bonus ability.
Bonus ability. Yeah, that's true.
Extra damage, or less movement.
Yeah, the ions. Exactly. Well, Grievous was able to arc dodge Kashka Frost. Won't be an Iman Asamin's arc either. So only in Q9's firing arc.
He can hold it. He's got 2 hull. He's got 2 hull left. Quick change there in the overlay, Senor James, when you have a second.
What's that?
Grievous should be at 2 hull, not 3 hull. Sorry, not 1 hull. Because the card on Impervium was the thrown away.
Direct, yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Impervium saved Grievous there. So good. One of the best 0-point cards in the game. It is Bulba that only, though, so fair enough.
There we go. Q9's going to see if he can finish Grievous off, maybe. Can you push through the 2 hull, or are you going to try to get that Separatist drone?
Nice. He took a target lock on General Grievous. Good old double modified 3 dice. If you can get all 3 hits and watch Grievous roll a blank, he's just out of the match here. Well, there's half of that.
There you go.
Let's see the other half.
Spends a force, hit crit.
It's very unfortunate to see that crit.
Ooh, you're right, because of Impervium.
He's like, stupid crit.
Oh, yeah, because he's not going to Greedo, is he? He should have Greedoed the second one.
Why would you Greedo?
Because he only got 1 Impervium charge.
Yeah.
Oh, very true. Well, it ends up being a pilot crit, but that's 1 less damage than what you needed to get Grievous's points. So that's 5 points not gained by Nathaniel.
True, yeah. I mean, we did see the round timer expire here. So this is Akhter's chance. Did he get enough objective points to survive the round? Kasha still gets a chance to shoot in addition to Grievous, but I don't know if Grievous can score any points. Maybe with Greedo active?
Maybe you get some
crazy crit chain.
So just 2 hits. Not gonna do anything.
You needed 3 crits.
2 crits could do it. Hull breach into fuel leak into direct.
That's still 3 crits.
No, it's only 2. Hull breach into fuel leak, or fuel leak into hull breach. Excuse me, I said it wrong.
We just saw Kashka choose to fire at those the droids. Veteran tail gunner, buzz droids taken out. Gonna try to fire here at the Separatist drone. You take that out. That would be an additional point if Grievous is within range 1 of that objective.
Yeah, both vultures at full health here, so going to go for the range 1.
Oh, only 1 hit
from Marauder, of course, the infamous title.
No, not gonna do the reroll. Missed trigger there.
No, he did the reroll.
Did he?
He just got a blank out of the deal.
Ah, okay.
So he rerolled the blank into a blank. And is going to save the force, barring some catastrophe here. Because the Separatists do have 5 dice to throw at Kashka. And they don't have any rerolls, it looks like. No stress chips.
Just natty out with the hit crit. Natty out on the other side for Kashka.
Natty is 2 natties. But still, the range 1's about to happen. We will need all results here, and we do not see it.
Safe on all accounts.
Fire sprays, just doing fire spray things. Give you a chance of hope. Just let you know that the math is possible.
Let's see what happens here with these objectives.
Still taking damage.
No, just entertaining the hit crit.
Oh, entertaining if the hit crit went through. Was not helpful, is what it turned out to look like. So we're doing objective count here.
I think it's 3 to Nathaniel, 2 to Akhter.
Yeah. Yeah, Iman, all the medium bases able to grab an objective there. Q9 in the center, Kashka in the bottom, and Iman on the right, making the score 13 to 10.
Well, congratulations, Nathaniel Blair, for winning and getting into our top 8 of the Korriban Galactic Qualifier. Thank you to ISO, Danko, Baffle, Trojan, Prophet, Shadow, Tycho, Spice, Raider, Lancer, Fallen, Row 6, 626, Chief, and J List, our Grand Admiral patrons. And all of our Gold Squadron patrons and community members, thank you for your support. Gold Squadron